Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today has been a funny day. Oh wow, I woke up really happy, and then I was dancing around my kitchen. I was just in such a good mood, and then I made this indie playlist of really soft rock, and I just started crying. I was just listening to it and I was channeling my inner, the teenage version of me, young Christina in school, listening to her indie music, locking herself in her room. Anyway, so I'm going through this phase of healing my teenage years. I feel like I've done a lot of work with my childhood, from the ages of 2 to 10, 11, maybe 10, and now I'm kind of I'm in this crazy phase of channeling and doing the inner work of teenage me. And it's crazy because when we speak about childhood traumas and stuff like that, you think of the ages of 5 to 10, and I never actually thought about my teenage life and what I went through and my experiences, and being in love at that age and friendship groups, and a lot of shit happens at that age. A lot of shit happens, especially in school. There's so many gangs. My little sister at the moment, she's having this kind of issue with her friends in school, and she was in one friendship group and it was toxic, and now she's gone to another friendship group and now they're toxic. One of them's bitching about the other one of them called the other one fat, or one of them told my sister to stop talking to this other girl and get her out of the friendship group. And I was I actually forgot how it feels being that age and being under pressure and being around girls especially, and that kind of gossiping. And I feel it's something that I've never addressed in my life. I've never addressed it in any of my therapy sessions and none of my life coaching sessions or anything like that, because I thought I was okay, I'm healing my past. It all happens when you're young, but when you're at that age, you obviously adopt limiting beliefs, and I adopted so many limiting beliefs at that age. I'm not good enough. Tilly's come to say hello. Tilly, baby, she doesn't want to say hello. So limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'll never be like them. I will never be accepted into this group because I'm this. People think I'm weird. People think I'm this. And Tilly, get down. Down. Good girl. Moving on. And yeah, it's something that's been coming up recently. And I just wanted to talk about therapy and stuff and life coaching and doing this work and how much I've gained from it. I've gained so much. And the reason I started this work is because I initially had all this anxiety going on. It all happened in 1 week. My anxiety started, and I was sort of thrown into the world of therapy and life coaching and learning about yourself and self-help, because I didn't want to go down the route of taking medication, even though I think that's so fine if people want to do that. I think I'm all for it as well. I know people very close to me, my friends, my family, I know have been on medication and it's helped them, and that's when I say I'm so for people doing what they think is best for themselves. But for me personally, I had this intuition that said to me, it's just not right for me. It's not right. It's not gonna sit right. And any type of medication like that, I've always been a bit scared of it. I don't know why, if it's some past life thing, I don't know, but I've always been just a little bit wary of it. So I thought, right, how am I going to handle this thing? And I would wake up every day and think, oh, is it just going to go away by itself? It's just going to go away by itself. And the universe was like, no honey, No, you've got a lot of work to do. And boy, did I. The last 3 years, it's just been a deep dive inside and learning about myself and why I think the way I do, why I do the things I do, why I react in certain ways, and where all these things came from, and where did I pick them up, and in my younger years, like, where did they all come from? And this idea of healing is so powerful, because you go inside and you focus on a specific emotion that might come up. Let's say you go quiet in social situations, and maybe that comes from when you were a child and you were silenced for maybe speaking your voice. And so in social situations you get a bit of anxiety because you feel like if you speak you're going to get silenced. That's just an example. And you go back to the time when you first felt like that may have kind of created that neural pathway in your brain to make yourself believe that. Am I explaining things right? I don't know if that made sense, but you kind of go back to that time where you feel like that instinct first happened, and you work on it, you go inside, you heal, you feel it in your body, you're more aware of it in situations, and you can say to yourself, like, this is not me, this is just a part of me that was hurt in the past, and it's used this kind of technique to protect myself. And you thank it and you let it go. Of course, we all wish it was that easy. Healing, therapy, this kind of thing, it does take a long time, and I think it's something that I would never stop. And back in the day when my anxiety like kind of first started, I thought, oh my god, I cannot wait for this to be over so my life can go back to normal. And yeah, that never happened. No, it never happened. My life never went back to normal. In fact, it got even better, and I see it as kind of my blessing in disguise, because I was always like into yoga and into like self-help, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I was into meditation, but didn't really know how to do it. I would just kind of sit there on my phone, with my headphones in, and not really know what I was doing. I had no idea. I just thought it was cool. I just thought, oh, everyone's doing it, like I want to do it. Actually, back in the day, I feel like not many people were kind of into this self-help, meditation, getting to know yourself, holistic methods to connect with yourself and become, the best version of yourself. I feel like back in the day, it was kind of like something people dipped their toes in. And it's only in the last year, since the age of Aquarius. Is it the age of Aquarius? Let me just check that. The age of Aquarius. Ever since the age of Aquarius, I feel like everyone's been not pushed into, but the vibrational energy on the earth has changed. The collective vibrational energy and frequency has changed. I feel like people are kind of waking up and rising up. I just feel, when I imagine it, because I do this thing where sometimes I can't articulate what I want to say, so I just think about how it feels or looks like. I know it sounds crazy, but if you know, you know. And I just feel like I can just see as this kind of lifting, like everyone's just lifting up, kind of rising to their higher selves through all this work, through getting to know themselves and digging deep into their past. And it's, I think, it's something that I've seen friends and family who I never would have thought would like even consider this kind of thing, like doing it now. And honestly, it makes me so happy. And I see them sometimes, I'm like, I know it's so flipping hard, like the kind of journey of building up these tools so you can keep in your toolbox, like Domi says, my babes, I love her. She has all these tools. Like, we all have all these tools that we can keep in our toolbox. For example, EFT tapping. Like, I don't know if anyone's heard of that, the tapping. That's something I've picked up recently for anxiety. Imagining yourself as a younger self and, sorry, that was my phone ringing. Imagining yourself as your younger self and talking to your younger self and healing that, journaling. We have all these tools that we can keep in our imaginary toolbox and go back to whenever we're feeling in a time of despair. And it does take a while to learn about those tools and build that up and build up the habit of going back to those tools, because one thing I've realized is that when I first began this journey, I was reading so many books and I was talking to so many people. I was going to therapy and I had all these like fantastic methods and ways of coping, and because I wasn't like used to it, or because I didn't really know how to like manage it, I would just go back down in the loop and go back to despair and wishing that I was back the way I used to be, and why did I start getting this anxiety, and it took me a long time to bring conscious awareness to my actions and my reactions to my triggers and the things around me. So whenever I did get triggered, then I started realizing, right, this thing is triggering me, whoa, like, and then I started realizing it even more, and then slowly I began to use my tools from my imaginary toolbox to overcome that. I say overcome, it comes and goes. It's become a lot easier. And for anyone who is thinking about delving deep into this world of this wonderful world of self-help and discovering about yourself, and if you feel like you're like me and you don't really want to go down the route of medication, you feel like it won't sit right with you, with your body, I promise you, this journey, you will come out of it. It doesn't ever end really, so you won't really come out of it, but you will be so happy that you started it, and you will be so happy. Like, you will think of yourself before your spiritual awakening and be like, what was I doing? Like, sometimes I think, yeah, I thought I was happy, but I wasn't really. I don't think I was. Like, I was happy because I was surrounded by people all the time, and I was such an extrovert. Like, I feel like I'm still an extrovert, but I've become a bit introverted recently, and I'm so happy about that. I love spending time alone and recharging my batteries. So yeah, like, you'll kind of think, like, what was I doing before? Like, I knew nothing. I mean, I'm talking about myself. Personally, I knew nothing. I would react to situations. I would just get so upset about boys, so upset about friends. I would never really kind of take a step back to evaluate situations. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and talk about that. And for anyone, as I said a bit earlier, for anyone who is thinking about beginning their spiritual journey, or you're in that kind of like dark night of the soul, just know that brighter and lighter days will come, and without darkness there is no light. So have a lovely day, my loves, and thank you so much. Please like, share and subscribe. That will really help. Please follow my Instagram as well. I am a holistic health coach in the training. I've got a couple months left of my course, and I would love to connect with people who have the same interests in holistic health, spirituality and well-being. Thank you so much. Bye.